So watch me transform this beauty from start to finish. If you're new to my channel, this is Cynthia Makeover and you're highly welcome. I'm a Nigerian makeup artist based in Owerri, so please don't go anywhere. I promise you're going to love the whole process. So let's get into it. First thing first, I'm going to be cleaning the face just to remove dirt and oil. Then next, I'm going to be hydrating the skin with my Keys Beauty Spray, after which I allowed it to absorb into the skin before moving on to my moisturizer. For moisturizer, I'm going to be using my Cetaphil moisturizer to moisturize the skin. After which I allowed it to absorb into the skin, so I'm going to be using my fan. Moving on to primer, I'm going to be using my Milk of Magnesia as her primer for today. So I'm going to let it dry into the skin before moving on to foundation. For foundation, I'm going to be using this Glam Scale foundation. I'm going to start by using a flat brush to apply before blending using my damp beauty sponge. So after the foundation, I'm going to be doing my cream contour. I'm going to be using this Nuban Beauty concealer in the shade 049, and this shade is like two shades darker than her skin, so I'm just applying it on the places I want to contour, then blend with my beauty sponge. After blending in the contour, next is to apply my cream blush. I'm going to be taking the shade of blush from my Blend Brilliant blush palette and apply it above her cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of her nose. Then I blended with my beauty sponge. So next is to highlight the face with concealer. I'm going to be using my LA Gear Pro Concealer in the shade Warm Honey. So I'm just applying the concealer on the places I want to highlight. And a little concealer goes a long way. There's no need for you to start packing too much concealer. Just apply a little and blend. You will definitely see a good result. So after that, I used my beauty sponge to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So after blending in the concealer, next is to contour the nose. I'm going to be doing that with the same concealer I used to contour the face. I first of all used a flat brush to apply it first before blending with my beauty sponge to avoid any harsh lines. So next is to set the concealer on the highlighted area. I'm going to be using my Miracle setting powder in the shade Cinnamon, but before setting, I went back blending the areas underneath her eyes to avoid creasing. Then next thing I did was to set. So while setting, do not pack too much setting powder. A little quantity goes a long way. And make sure your client's eyes are up so you'll be able to set the areas underneath her eyes well. So next is to set the rest of her face. I'm going to be using my Bicham powder palette. I'm going to be taking her powder shade from that powder palette to set the rest of her face. Whenever you want to set the rest of your face, do not use a shade lighter or darker. Make sure the shade you're using matches with your skin color. So next is to do my dry contouring, which is low light contour. I'm going to be taking this darker shade here to set the cream contour that I did earlier. After that, I'm going to be applying my powder blush. I'm going to be taking this shade here from my Cheesky Blush palette and apply it above the cheekbone, the same place I applied the cream blush. So next I'm going to be contouring her nose with the same shade I used to contour the face. Then after that, I'm going to be applying a lighter shade of powder on the highlighted area just to give it a little bit of coverage. Then I went back with my powder brush to blend everything together to avoid any harsh lines or any demarcation. Can you see how flawless her skin looks? Then next, I'm going to be setting the face with my Kiss Beauty Setting Spray. This is going to help reduce the powder effect and also help all the products absorb properly into the skin. Then I used my fan to dry it before moving on to baking. For baking, I'm using a different setting powder. So I'm going to be using this Top Face setting powder. I've had this setting powder in my box for the longest. For reverse contour, I'm going to be taking this lighter shade of powder. So moving on to the brows, I'm going to be taking a little bit of my brow tan and apply it on her brows just to lay it nicely. Moving on to her eyes, I'm going to be applying my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to be taking this Vintage eyeshadow primer and apply it on her lid. Then I added a little setting powder on the areas underneath her eyes to avoid fallout from the eyes. Then for eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking this shade from my Eyes Beauty eyeshadow palette and apply it from the outer corner of her lid. Then gently blend it towards the inner corner of her lid. So I'm just blending it from the outer corner to her crease. Then I'm going to be doing the other eyes as well, following the same method. So I went back with the same brush to blend because you want a very smooth eyeshadow look. So next I'm going to be taking this shade here. This is more like a transition shade, so I'm just going to use it to blend it out so there won't be any harsh line. So next I'm going to be taking this darker shade. I'm going to apply it on the outer corner, then gently blend it into her crease. Doing the other eyes as well, following the same method. Then after that, I went back with that brush I used in applying the transition color. I went back using it to blend. So moving on to the next eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking this golden color from my Blossom eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be applying it using a flat brush. I'm applying it on the inner corner of her lid. After that, I added a little bit of glitter glue because I'm about to apply some pigment. So I placed the glitter glue here. Then I decided to add this color. This is from MK. So I'm just gonna gently press it in, apply it gently so that it doesn't fall off. Though the glitter glue is going to help the pigment stay without falling. Then after that, I went back with this dark shade of eyeshadow. I went back with this eyeshadow, mixed it with this one. I went back applying it on the outer corner. There won't be any demarcation. So next I'm going to be applying a lighter shade of powder on the outer corner of her lid just to define it. Then next I went ahead to apply this eyeshadow on the areas underneath her waterline. So next I'm going to be lining her upper and lower lash line with my Carrot Gel liner, the black shade. Then next I'm going to be enhancing her natural lashes with my Kiss Beauty Mascara in order to give it volume. So I already did the brows off camera and I highlighted it as well. Now I'm going to be setting the concealer with this light shade of powder. Then after that, I went back with that transition shade. I went back applying more of it just to blend. So moving on to the lip, I'm going to be using this 2 Avoir lip stain. I'm going to start by applying this light pink. Then blended it with my brush before outlining it with the darker one. Then blended it as well before applying some gloss. So next I'm going to be wearing her lashes from Chi Lashes. Then I went back applying more blush on her cheekbone because I want it to pop very well. So I'm going to go back with that contour shade. I'm going to go back applying more of it because we're trying to make sure everything pops very well. So we're just blending. So after that, I went back with my powder brush to blend. Guys, look at how flawless this looks. She has a very beautiful skin and everything is just sitting properly on her skin. Then next, I'm going to go back with that nose contour brush. I'm going to go back to touch the nose again. So next, I'm going to be dusting off the excess powder on her face. So I'm using a lighter shade of powder to gently remove the excess powder. So what I'm doing right now is called finishing touches, trying to make sure everything is well blended. You guys, blending is the key. Can you see how gorgeous my client looked on this look? So next I'm going to be enhancing her lower lashes with the serum mascara. Then after that, I went back with my powder brush to blend. You guys, blending is the key. And at this point, I'm just being gentle with my blending because I want to make sure everything is sitting well into the skin. Then I'm going to be setting the face again with my Kiss Beauty Spray. After setting it, I'm going to let it dry properly into the skin. Then next, I'm going to be pressing her false and natural lashes together. You need to allow your lash to dry before you press. Then after that, I'm going to be applying highlighter. I'm going to be taking this shade from my Tehila highlighter and blush palettes. I'm just going to apply it. This is just going to help the face glow. So for more glow, I'm going to be applying my Mismetic cheek glaze. I'm just gonna apply a little on the places I applied the highlighter. It's just gonna help the face to glow. So lastly, I'm going to be using my all-nighter spray to seal up the makeup, guys. You guys, how gorgeous is this look? Let me know in the comment section. So this is the finished look, guys. Can you see how gorgeous my client looked? If you enjoyed this video, if you loved this video, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.